The Nigeria of Bola Ahmed TINUBU is hungry and angry. You get my point now? We are hungry and we are angry. We can't be living in our country, Nigeria, and we are slaves. It is impossible. In Nigeria, Nigerians are slaves. No.
On my own, I'm going to lead the squad. I'm going to lead the protest, irrespective of your tear gas.
Nigerians have decided. 90 million. I think there are 90 million people in Nigeria. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comment section. But 90 million people from Nigeria have decided to speak one language, and the language is end bad governance in Nigeria. Now, there's a video I did about how they were acting. Now, I want you to watch this video from Nigerians, and then we're gonna react on it.
The Nigeria of Bola Ahmed TINUBU is hungry and angry. You get my point now? We are hungry and we are angry. We can't be living in our country, Nigeria, and we are slaves. It is impossible. In Nigeria, Nigerians are slaves. No. So, come August 1st, 2024, national protest. August 1st, 2024. You know, understand? When I get unclear. Not a political protest. We only protest for APC or PDP or Labour Party. We are protesting for Nigeria. Nigeria is sinking, brother. Nigeria is collapsing. Our country, they collapse. We are not protesting for any party. We are protesting to redeem our country back, bro. So, come August 1st, 2024, national protest. National protest. This will not be should be a mama fly, you. You don't understand? Because I'm not saying they're going to feel like say, now the Nigeria of, this is not the Nigeria of before. These Nigerians are hungry. Bro, the Nigeria of Bola Ahmed TINUBU is hungry and angry. You get my point now? We are hungry and we are angry. We can't be living in our country, Nigeria, and we are slaves. It is impossible. In Nigeria, Nigerians are slaves. No. So, come August 1st, 2024, national protest. Tell your brother to tell your brother to tell your brother to tell your brother.
I think Nigeria should just give me a praise. When TINUBU entered the government, I said it, that there is national protest coming. I foresee it coming. I said there's going to be a national protest from Nigerians. People thought I was joking then. I saw it on so many social platforms then. People thought I was just saying rubbish. But today, it's happening now. I think they said June 29 or something like that, that the national protest is coming. Today I'm reading on the news that TINUBU is trying to link P2B being behind it. Sometimes I look at TINUBU. TINUBU is a baby. I don't know why. He's my president. But I have a baby as a president. You don't expect things to be like this and for us to keep silent. I mean, how do you, does this man have brain? This TINUBU, does he have brain? I mean, do you expect Nigerians to keep silent? Do you expect us to keep silent until we all die? So why are you not trying to link, you are trying to link P2B or not? To me, that is rubbish. We are not linking anybody. This is what is called national protest. And let me tell you, if I were Nigerians, I will even extend it to a week. Enough is enough. What are the plans you have on ground? Or what are the promises and everything you promise Nigerians? Because Nigerians don't know how to hold their leaders accountable. That is why we are suffering this. If this nation is a country that knows how to hold their leaders accountable, we will not be suffering this. But we don't know how to hold. So everybody says, hey, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. That's a problem. So let me just say this. This is MC Grammar's opinion. This protest is needed. And I think it's a welcome idea. And I think it's something we Nigerians, we should all embrace. On my own, I'm going to lead the squad. I'm going to lead the protest, irrespective of your tear gas and gun, I am going to lead a protest.
Welcome back. As you have heard, 1 year of TINUBU in a government, a lot has changed. Prices has gone up. Nothing is working out in Nigeria, and that if I tell you that's the problem of Nigeria alone, I'm gonna lie. It's the problem of Africa. You see a lot of countries like Kenya, Gambia, Ghana, Uganda, they are complaining and are going on the street. So Nigeria are planning for a mass protest, and they have started online, and it is a Kenyan influence. You know, if they saw it happening in Kenya, they say, you know what, we're gonna do it. And it's high time. I love how the youths are waking up. I love how Nigerians have decided we have to end bad governance. It doesn't matter whether the president have been in this seat for 1 year, 2 years, or 6 months, but if you're gonna ruin this country, you don't have business for you to be here. So let me welcome my brother Levimed TV, all the way from Africa. I'm a young man with knowledge. We want to discuss a little bit about the Nigerian economy and about the, how to go about it and the decision the youth has taken to go to the street to protest against bad governance. And Nigerians, you know what? I love you so much. So whatever we say here is out of love. Don't take it bad. I'm not biased because I'm a Kenyan. I'm not biased because I'm from East Africa. We are all Africans. I see some comments sometimes in my videos that talk about your country. No, my country is Africa. You are my brother. I am your brother. We need to be united as Africans so that we can move forward. Welcome, my brother Levimed TV, and roll it the African way. So, my brother.
Yes.
Nigeria is waking up. 90 million people.
I saw it.
And as a young man, as a Generation Z, as a Gen Z, I'm not a Gen Z. I'm a millennium. As a Gen Z, or as a youth who want Africa to be great. And Nigerians to be the giant of Africa. Yeah. Where did you expect Nigeria to be? Like, when you hear giant of Africa, you see the country having good musicians, having good actors, good movies, having unity, they support their own. Where would you expect, as a person who have never visited Nigeria, where would you expect Nigeria to be?
First of all, when we talk about Africa, we talk about greatness. Okay? Anytime anybody mentions Africa, we need to know we are mentioning greatness. In short, the other name of Africa, that's according to me, is greatness. Okay? So trust me, all the countries here in Africa, they are very big, good, great countries and rich countries. Only if we wake up.
You see, the other way of Africa is greatness. For me, I always say the other name of Africa, it is the way. Because Africa is the only way. Yeah. The only way to greatness.
It's true.
The only way to richness.
It's true.
The only way to everything.
It's true. Because what are the white people doing in Africa if Africa isn't the way? It's the way.
They are looking for the way.
Yeah, they're actually
the way to greatness.
They're actually using this path because there's only this African path to get to
greatness.
Yeah, to get to greatness and to get to prosperity. They have only to go through this path, Africa.
It's the only path.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I tell people, and anytime I speak, I'm proud to be an African. You should be proud to be an African. And every other African should be proud to be an African, because Africa is a great continent. A great continent with everything. There is nothing that we lack here in Africa. Okay?
Yeah.
In fact, if you begin rating us and the white countries, the only thing is that maybe those countries are developed and such things. But like recently, I heard someone saying that Africa lifted the World Cup in France. We Africans. Okay.
So
Nigeria.
how do you expect Nigeria to be
Nigeria,
under the current situation of Nigeria?
So Nigeria being an African country, Nigeria is a great country. That is where I was heading. Here in Africa, Nigeria itself, here in Africa, it's a giant of Africa. Let us not compare now Africa and the other countries, the other continents, the Europe and those. Let us now compare Nigeria with the African countries. Nigeria is one of the biggest, good, one of the favorable, one of the interesting countries here in Africa. They have a lot of things. They have whatever it takes to become great and to lead Africa. When did you begin hearing about Nigeria? A long time ago.
Nyinye.
A long time ago.
Junior.
Yeah. Tonda and Ramsey.
Yeah.
Like we began hearing, when I give you all the countries of Africa, trust me, I dare you. Nigeria, okay, maybe we have Uganda and Tanzania, they are our neighbors here around. But one of the countries you knew, these are great country or a big country in Africa, was Nigeria.
There's a video
because of the things they are doing.
There's a video I did earlier. I was telling people, it's about Nigeria.
Yeah.
Like how Nigeria managed to distribute their movies
all over
Africa, and
my friend,
we did not have internet.
My friend,
we did not have even television, but through those steps, their movies is there.
Man, that was real, man.
It was just
that was
amazing.
real, and that was real because we would walk to the market, and here in Kenya, there is no shop there is no a shop you would go and couldn't find those compact discs.
You just could find Nigerian movie, Nigeria.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Rambo, Nigeria.
And you know,
Van Damme.
And you know what we used to do when we got there? The way they have been, those movies are printed, the way they were just good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They were just good. And in our houses, I remember even in our home a long time ago, we used to have those CDs a lot of them, and we used to watch them. So Nigeria is one of the greatest, one of the good, one of like it's a good country. It's a better country.
What do you think has made Nigeria to be not that great as
and
right now in this?
Right now, let me tell you something. There is one thing that is killing Africa. There is one thing that is killing Africa and the countries of Africa, because there is no country here in Africa that is developed. There is no country that is, we would say it has maybe surpassed the other country with
maybe South Africa. Maybe South Africa. Because there's whites and
there are whites in South Africa.
Colored country.
Okay, maybe South Africa, but all other countries in Africa, there is no country in Africa that is better than the other country, better than another one. And the reason is we cannot stand by ourselves. We think that when we do it ourselves, we may not make it. That is what we think. And that is why all the times I talk about positioning your mind and positioning yourself. What do you think? Okay? Now, corruption has been one of the biggest weapons. One of the biggest weapons. Okay? And do you know why these people, they manage doing corruption and they're not afraid and it doesn't killing them? Do you know why? It's because when you have money, maybe when you're in government, you're getting your own. Okay? So, as long as you are good, even if that other person goes through some shit and some bad things or maybe some tormenting things, you don't care. Okay? So when you are good, even if you're the president or maybe you are a leader, when you are good as a person, you are okay. Okay? So even if the country goes down, or maybe even if the country suffers, it doesn't even concerns you. You don't see if it is something, it's a big deal.
Do you know how old the president of Nigeria is?
No, I don't know.
I think he's retired. Past 70, I think he's 80 years.
You see?
Yeah.
But he is still there.
It's called TINUBU.
But he is still there. We had a president, I don't know which country, that he used even to fell down when he walks.
Bongo something there.
You see?
Bongo, yeah.
Things like those ones. But this guy would not want to step down and leave leadership to other people who have visions and maybe they have they see something, or they maybe have something to take the country forward.
Nigerians are very loud, energetic.
That is true.
Do you think when they decide to march, they will do something?
Let me tell you something. Nigerians can do wonders. They can do a lot. Do you know why they are called giants? You know, Nigerians are known everywhere.
Yeah.
Eh?
Sure.
We have a lot of countries here in Africa, but when there's a country you can go, and when you mention, let me give you an example. I saw someone, a content creator in the US, in the
Asking
streets.
questions.
Yeah, in the streets of US.
Name countries in Africa.
Name countries in Africa.
Nigeria.
Someone would say Nigeria would be the first one. Nigeria,
Kenya, South Africa.
South Africa. Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa. Ghana a little bit, but mostly Nigeria. Nobody would miss Nigeria in the list. Okay, so Nigerians are loud. Those guys speak. Those guys express themselves. Okay, those guys, they can bring themselves out in a huge way. Nigerians are very loud. Okay,
Yeah.
and if Nigerians want to even conquer,
They can.
they can. It's very easy.
Now, after 1 year of the president of Nigeria, TINUBU or TINUBU, has taken power, there's some things I was seeing on the video I've seen there, prices of goods. There is one good was pricing at 200, now it's at 1200 naira. What do you think is the problem? Do you think it's the influence of the IMF, the influence of the the white? What can be the problem?
One thing I would tell you, first of all,
From 200 to 1200 naira, and it's not the time of, we can say that it's coronavirus, or the war in Ukraine. No.
let me tell you something.
Yeah.
IMF, maybe at the time of its introduction, it made itself look like a helping weapon. Okay? To capture. Yeah? But their main aim maybe was to destroy countries.
To own a country.
Or maybe to own countries.
To make the country depend on them.
Countries depend on them, so that anything they say, they would follow.
Do you know, funny enough,
Yeah.
do you know when IMF gives you a loan,
Yeah.
they are the one that manage the financial decision in your country? Do you know that? Literally, they run your country.
At first, foremost, I didn't know, but eventually I came to understand. And recently, when we have had problems in Kenya about the finance bill, we realized that the finance bill, after breaking it down and after actually digging down, we realized that the finance bill that was recently presented to the Parliament of Kenya was not even made by Kenyans themselves.
Not by Kenyans.
Okay,
that's why you saw in Parliament there were some white people there.
And that is what is happening in, I would say, maybe in Nigeria.
Nigeria. Let's take it Nigeria.
Because do you know why a price of an item would
from 200 naira to 1200 naira? That's bad.
They get money. They get a lot of money from IMF. Paying that money becomes a problem. Now, the citizens of a certain country, or maybe that particular country, they are now, the burden now bears on their backs.
And do you know why? Do you know why paying that money is a problem? It's because when they are giving that money, instead of, for example, building roads with the money so that the road can generate, instead of doing something that can generate, they steal the money again.
And again,
that's the problem.
And again, let me tell you something that people haven't realized, and I want a lot of people to hear this. As I've been studying about IMF and trying to dig out on IMF, I realized one thing. These people, when they give you money, they are not after you returning that money, all of it. They are after something. So even if they give you money, they would give you a lot of money, but they will not push you to pay that money, because they have something. They have their agenda. They have their agenda, exactly. They have something they are hunting, in return. Sometimes I even get to an extent where I think, maybe when you fail to pay this money, these people feel very happy.
Let me tell you an example.
Yeah.
Here in Kenya, when you go to the bank and take a loan, 50 million loan, you have an asset. Like, for example, you have a land, you have a car. Do you know the bank will not think twice? They will give you the money. First of all, they will evaluate the land and they see this land is like 100 million and you want 50 million. You see, let's give him money. So they will give you the money without thinking twice. Simply because they know
when you fail to pay,
they have something more than that.
And that's the ideology that the IMF is using. Because when IMF renders money to a certain country, they see the whole country. When the bank sees you as an individual with your land and your car, for them, they see a whole country. So the reason as to why Nigeria is going through these kind
Hard
of things,
time, yeah.
if they are also getting their hands maybe to IMF,
Yeah, they have.
that's
Yeah.
the problem that is eating them. Because now the leaders or maybe the government now tries to see, how am I going to pay this money? Okay? And because the money we took, we never placed them to a point or maybe to something that will bring that money back, or maybe they will produce that money back. That money went to the pockets of individuals. Okay?
Yeah.
So because now the money went to the pockets of individuals, that means now there is nothing that will regenerate that money back. Okay? Because if someone takes money to start a business, that business should regenerate that money back. So when that money is generated back, it can help you, maybe if you took a loan, to pay that loan and remain with something to continue with. And the initial plan of IMF was that, before IMF now saw that it could do something else to make sure they also benefit. Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
So right now, from 200 shooting to 1200, it's as a result of IMF paying loans. You must pay this loan, or we take something. Are you
Take
getting
your
the point?
airport.
It's either you pay this loan or we come and own your airport. It is in your country, but it is not yours. It is in your country. It is working within your boundaries, but it is not yours. Any money that is actually, or the profit that is coming in, it goes to. So they benefit for a very long time, because they wouldn't say, let me tell you what they say. They will not say that if we come and now take over your airport, if we finish taking our money, we leave. That's not what they say. Do you know what they say? We are taking this time, this duration. Maybe we are going to operate there for 3 years. Maybe that money will be paid for 1.5 years. What about the remaining 1.5 years? They are taking now into their... That is what they do. And now the country gets to an extent where it has now to burden the citizens to make sure they pay that money. That's why you would see from 200, it shoots to 1200. That's abnormal, you know.
Now, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Nigerians complained, and they went to election.
Exactly.
And this president has been there only 1 year.
Yeah.
A sleeping president. He always sleep. What happened on the ballot box or on the ballot day? Why the change was not in the ballot and keeping Nigeria in this problem? Why do you think a lot of African countries, including Nigeria, why do you think we don't? Because they will tell us that instead of protesting, wait during election and make changes. Why do you think we don't have changes through ballot?
Let me tell you something, and I want you to agree with me. Reason number one: many African countries are democratic countries, but democratic in quotes. Okay? Like, for example, Uganda is a democratic country, but democratic in quotes. Okay?
Yeah.
South Africa is a democratic country, but democratic in quotes. And Kenya also has been a democratic
African countries, all of them.
Okay, African countries. Now you've said it. African countries. And number one, you have seen even in Kenya, presidents winning election, but they don't end up leading the country. Have you seen it? Yeah, it has been happening in this country, in our Kenyan country. Okay? Number two, politicians are never real, and they're never truthful. I heard our President William Ruto someday, he was saying, a politician will do all things possible to get to government. That means, even if it means lying. Okay? And everything that he said, everything, he has never done even one. So what did Kenyans do that time of campaign? They saw this is the guy to go for. And I believe that is something that is happening in many countries. We don't know who is good. We also, again, don't know who is bad. Okay?
So.
I believe what we need to do...
Yeah, that was my question.
What do we need to do?
Because we are going to the next next show,
Yeah.
let's wind up. So, if we don't change through the ballot, how will we do it?
Number one,
Because the ballot is the only legitimate way
number
to
one,
change.
the citizens of a certain country, they need, number one, the citizens of a certain country, they need to speak, number one language.
Unity.
That is unity. Okay? They should speak, these things to do that with the tribalism.
Tribalism.
And you know what? That we want our people. Yeah. We are Kalenjins, we want our people. We are this tribe, we want our
I am Igbo, I want an Igbo. I am Hausa, I want Hausa.
Something that kills us. But if we will drop tribe, number one, we drop tribe and we unite together, we speak one language, we'll get a good leader.
That's
I don't have to choose you because you are my brother. Yeah. I have to choose you because you do the right thing.
Powerful.
Okay? Yeah. But if people from this province will choose this person because he's a person that comes from their place, and people from this area will choose this person, this particular person, because this particular person comes from their area, we are not going to solve any problem.
We ain't.
The only way to solve a problem is, number one, to speak one language, to become tribeless, and to do things not by influence, but by knowledge. Only that.
Nigerians.
And nothing else.
You hear that? Yeah. Now, my message to Nigerians, you are doing well. They do okay. Are they here in Kenya? Are they support you? I'm with you through thick and thin. But the journey will not be easy. But the journey can be easy. Yeah. If we end this tribe thing and political parties and, this negative influence. But all in all, the country must unite. Yeah, sure. And Nigerians will rise. As most of African countries, we are yearning for the change in Africa, because you are the giant of Africa. So tell me what you think of the comment section about this conversation. And Nigeria is waking up. Yeah. The Nigerians Gen Z have waken up. Tell me what you think of the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe. I am the Kenyan Beast, of course. We're gonna do the African way.
Exactly.
Peace be with you. But don't forget to subscribe on my brother's channel, Levimed TV. Levimed TV. It's starting. So if you go there, don't yeah, sure. Yeah, it's starting. So thank you so much.
Yeah.